Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. So I've come to the end of some of my creations and it means that I've got little bits of paint from different colour palettes left over. And if you know me and you've watched me for a while, you'll know that I don't like to waste any of my materials. So today I'm doing a straight pour and I'm going to add all those colours in one cup, and I'm also going to add something to see if we can enhance the pattern that's created. I'm going to take you down so you can see the canvas that I've prepared. It's a 20 by 20 inch square canvas. I've painted the sides. I'll show you the colours, and all the colours and their brands will be listed in the description box. So be sure to expand that for more information. This is just paint and water, so all the colours and paints I'm using today have been mixed up previously, 1 part paint to 1 part water. I've not added anything to the combinations in terms of more paint or more water. So I'm just using up my leftovers. I'm going to add something extra. I'll talk about that more in a minute. But as always, thank you so much for being here. Let's see what we can create. So here's my canvas. It's a 20 by 20 inch. And all I've done is I've gone along the edges and painted the sides black. This is a lamp black by Amsterdam, straight out of the tube with a paintbrush along the sides, just to seal those sides. But it also means when I'm tilting out the canvas and the creation, I don't need to worry about any of the gaps that might be left on the side. So as you can see, I've got numerous colours, and these are all leftovers from previous creations, previous colour palettes that I've put together for creation videos that you've seen on my channel. And I've got little bits of each colour left over. So the idea is to place all of these colours into a cup and pour them straight onto the canvas. So you'll see that I've got a white and a red. I've got some green tones. I've got a turquoise and a blue, a yellow, another couple of greens and a crimson. So they're all my colours. I will list each brand and each name of each colour in the description box below. So I'm now just taking each paint one by one and pouring that paint into the cup. So at this point of the process, I'm going to add some silicone. But in this instance, less is much more. I'm only adding 2 drops. So as you can see, I'm taking my silicone and I'm just going to add 2 drops into the big cup. And that's all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to continue picking up the paints and placing the paints into the big cup, one colour at a time. And I'm going to repeat that process until the cup is filled with all my leftovers. So I started off with a little bit of paint. I've added 2 drops, just 2 drops of silicone into the cup, and then adding more paint on top. And that silicone oil will hopefully create some really interesting cells. But I don't want it to overtake the full piece. And I really do want that green colour as a prominent colour in this creation, with hopefully a shadow of red in the middle. Let's see if I can achieve that, but let's continue just adding all those paints into this cup. Okay, so I'm done. The paint is all in the cup. It It looks very pretty in the cup, I've got to be honest. It's all layered really nicely. And now I'm literally tipping the cup of paint onto the canvas. Just one large tip onto the canvas. I'm not moving it around at all. You've just seen me literally tip the paint onto the canvas. And this is hopefully where that magic's going to work. This is where that silicone is going to react with some of the other colours and create some really interesting cells as we start to move the paint and use the torch, not only to pop the air bubbles, but to help with that reaction of the silicone oil, the water and the paint. I'm initially just popping the air bubbles, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stretch out the paint across the canvas. I'm going to swirl it around. I'm going to start opening up the patterns that I can see, and I'm going to use the volume of paint to move it across the surface area, push it down the sides, and then what I'll do is I will show you in real time how much I use my torch to help with that cellular reaction. And when you're doing this, don't be in a rush to complete the final piece. When you're tilting, sometimes just place your canvas back on its stand, have a really good look at the patterns that are being formed, where those colours really are, and then continue with that process. I'm a huge believer in being in the present moment and enjoying every part of your creation process, being immersed in the start to the finish and not worrying too much about that end result. I'm really happy with the overall composition. I'm glad that the green has taken that prominence across the creation with that red in the centre. And I can already see some of that reaction with the silicone oil and how it's reacting with that paint and water. I'm going to just take you in now for a quick look before I start using my torch. You can see some of those cells, those larger cells just there, and then some of the patterns just in that section that I'm showing you now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my torch and I will show you how long I use my torch. But let me just show you this section as well, just before we continue with our process. You can see that balance of green around the edges, that deep red in the middle, and also some of the hints of blue just underneath. So what you see now is I'm using my torch not only to pop any excess air bubbles, but this is to encourage the reaction of the silicone that was added into the mixture. That 2 drops of silicone oil will help me create some cells. So I'm now just going to leave you so you can see how long I use the torch for and how those cells are reacting with the heat and then coming up to the surface area. I'm loving some of these details, especially in this area just here, those red bubbles, and then just down this edge here. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you in for a closer look. I've used my torch, so you can now see the difference between that first section when I took you in for that closer look. You can see how some of those cells have reacted, that silicone's reacted with the paint, and that cluster of cells just here. I love this section. That's probably my most favourite area of this painting. So I'm going to leave you with some of the details. I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to bring you back in so you can see a close-up of the dry version. Okay, so this is now fully dry. I'm going to take you in for a close-up so you can see all of those details. See those greens and those other colours that are popping through. And I really do love that red section, the vibrant red that I'll show you in a second. But green for me is a healing colour. It reminds me of the earth, but it's about self-care as well, and that's what I relate to when I see the green colour. And it's also the colour of my eyes. But I really love this deep red. We've just passed it just there. I'm going to take you in just so you can see a closer look at that red. But I love those clusters of cells as well. I love how those colours are popping out and the vibrancy of the red and crimson in the middle. And I would say that this section just here coming up is one of my most favourite sections of this creation. I want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you for watching me. And a big thank you for all of you that reach out and give me your feedback. It's really, really valued. So thank you so much. If there's something that you want to say, don't forget the comments box is below. So just drop your comments in that section. Thank you for all of your support. And remember, if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and give it a like. That really helps me out. That section just there is my favourite. Anyway, have a great week ahead, everyone. And I hope I get to see you again in the next video. See you soon. Bye.